Good evening, everyone. New York City police have just released a picture of a man they say assaulted a woman on the subway.
It got so bad, the woman asked a complete stranger to take a picture of this guy. Here he is now. He's described as a black male between 5'6" and 5'7". Cops say he touched the woman on an F train in Queens 2 weeks ago.
But this story has much more to it, and you'll see it only on 11.
The woman involved claims when this first happened, she felt she got the runaround from the police when she tried to report the incident. So she called Help Me Howard. Tonight, thanks to Howard, her case is getting a lot of attention. Here's her story.
Thank you. Hello. We like to think we're safe as we go about our daily lives, but things are not always in our control, and it's important to remain vigilant. Here's the Help Me Howard report.
I was sitting down in the back cart. I was by myself, and then he got on at 169th Street.
We disguise Sarah's face because she's afraid to show it after what happened to her a week and a half ago. Sarah was riding the F train from Queens to Manhattan in the afternoon when a man got on the train asking directions to 75th Avenue.
He was an elderly gentleman, so he was there talking to me, and I wasn't quite sure what he was saying, but I was being polite to him. So we reached 75th Avenue, and I said to him, "That's your stop." And he said he changed his mind. He's not going there. He's going to be coming off at Coney Island.
The man sat beside her, even though the train was pretty empty. That didn't bother Sarah, but what he did next did.
He put his hand on my leg right here, and I had on the jeans that had like the strings pulled, so his hand was right on my skin, and he was aiming to go between my legs, and I knocked his hand off, and that's when I got up. I got up and I walked over towards the nearest door, and I noticed there was a medical bracelet on his hand, so I looked down to try and see it, and then he turned it so I wouldn't see his name on it.
When the train pulled into the Roosevelt Avenue station, Sarah got off.
When I got off, I noticed he got off behind me, even though he said he was going to Coney Island. So I went up to the lady that was sitting behind me on the train, and I told her what happened.
This other woman snapped a picture of the man on her cell phone while Sarah called the police.
I called 911. I called from the train station phone because I wasn't sure if mine would have picked up down there. So I called from the payphone in the train station, and I told the police, the operator, what was going on, and she started asking me what race I was and a lot of information which I thought wasn't relevant at the time because I was telling her this man is here. He followed me off the train.
Frightened and upset, Sarah waited with a transit worker until police arrived. She gave her report to police and was given an email to send the photograph to. But the next day when she called the precinct to follow up, she says no one knew anything about her complaint.
And I was told that I need to call the 110th because they're not the one who takes care of what happened on the F line. I called the 110 and they telling me I'm supposed to call about the 115, so I haven't heard anything about the case.
We called the woman who took the picture on her cell phone and she corroborated what transpired on the platform. Then we called the NYPD. They said Sarah's complaint had been received and was being investigated. And we contacted the MTA, who recently initiated a program to combat harassment. MTA New York City Transit has a zero-tolerance policy towards sexual harassment in the subway and on board buses. Anyone who suspects that he or she is the victim of a sexually related crime is urged to report the incident to an MTA employee or a police officer. This type of behavior is viewed as a serious crime by the New York City Transit and the New York City Police Department and should not be tolerated by any of our customers. We're happy to report the NYPD has contacted Sarah. This is a picture that police are using in their investigation relating to her complaint. Remember, sexual harassment is a crime and needs to be reported. If you have a problem, you can send me an email to helpme@wpix.com, or you can call my hotline at 212-210-2490, and don't forget about our blog. Always waiting to hear from you.